Hi, Heather. Hi, Ari, Jasmine, Michelle, Nancy. It wasn't showing anybody for a minute. I'm a couple of minutes late. Thank you guys for the prayers. Good to see you guys. When you have a chance, go to my community page. I just posted something. It's going to make you very happy. And it's about Chuck Gressler. Okay, so thank you to my daughter, Nicole. She got us all hooked up. If you wrote me a prayer after 11, I'll have to go on next week. We got hundreds here. Okay, are you ready? I want you to take a deep breath in. Breathe it out. Deep breath in. Breathe it out. Deep breath in. Breathe it out. I want you to quiet your mind as much as you can. Keep both feet flat on the ground, wherever you're at. Tell the realm they have permission to work through you, so your prayers are enhanced for the betterment of all that are asking for prayers and those that need prayers. Okay, so when we used to do prayers, when we first started off, we were lucky to have 100 people in the room. And look, we're almost at 400 people. So a lot of people enjoyed the prayers. Okay, so here we go. Health and healing. Kathleen asks for relief from pain in her arm. Connie prays for healing from high cholesterol and blood pressure and blessings on her new novel. Nina asks prayers for her sister Frances, recently diagnosed with temporal arthritis, and for her son Matt to get his life together. Julie prays for protection for her son Nick, deployed to Qatar, and peace for her son Ben to be the loving husband and father he can be. Barb asks prayers for Nancy Powell, who suffered a brain hemorrhage and stroke in Atlanta. Rose prays for 5-year-old Escobil Castellino battling leukemia and strength for his mother, Eusenia. Mary P. asks for comfort as she faces multiple myeloma and considers ending chemotherapy. Andrea prays for her aunt LaQuenza and brother Derek for healing protection and for her son Ali and strength for herself. Robert asks prayers for Heather in Michigan battling blood vessel cancer. Jolie prays for Milton's recovery from lung and kidney problems. Caroline asks prayers for her husband Jeff in ICU and in a coma since August 6th. Oh, Caroline, I'm so sorry. Karen prays for her own healing as chemo is not working. For her nephew Matthew, who's newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And for her nephew Jeff with a brain tumor. Jesus, talk about hitting you all at once. Mary asks for prayers for her cousin's husband Ron, who has a failing heart valve. Nancy asks prayers for Tim at Telltale Tarot, who is very ill and losing weight. Amy asks prayers for her mom, hospitalized after a possible stroke. It looks like Ida Hannah asks prayers as she undergoes immunotherapy for stage 4 lung cancer with brain metastasis. Meg asks prayers for friend Gordon, beginning chemo from pancreatic cancer. Karen Costa prays for her aortic surgery August 28th. Deanne asked for prayers for her newborn grandson in NICU with respiratory distress. Judy prays for relief from recurring nosebleeds that have left her weak and distressed. Annie asks prayers for her neighbor Lisa facing lung cancer reoccurrence. Angie asks prayers for healing from advanced breast cancer that has spread. Michelle asks for strength in battling ulcerative colitis. Sally asks prayers for her son Riley, full recovery from sepsis complications. Jessica asks prayers for her cat Kimba, losing weight, undiagnosed. Pauline prays for healing from neuropathy in her hands. Kathy in Michigan asks prayers for her daughter undergoing ovarian surgery and for stability in her family. Diana prays for relief from fatigue and joint pain. Rosetta asks prayers for her sister Tina's treatment and for her family's health and strength. Robin prays for her daughter Deborah, just diagnosed with a tumor in her jaw. Ruth Jean asks prayers for Reverend Donna Serapina, grieving her dog's sudden illness after losing her daughter. Renee asks prayers for her cat Babsy, found to have a lung mass. Thea asks prayers for her mother Donna with stage 4 cancer, heart, kidney, and vascular disease. Tim asks prayers for Richard A., recovering from detached retina. Annie asks prayers for friends battling cancer, back pain, and cysts. Sandra asks prayers for her daughters Sammy and Sarah's well-being, her mom Cecilia's health, and her own stability. Mike asks prayers for his mother Teresa, recovering from a stroke. Iris prayers for healing as she prepares for gastric surgery. Stephanie asks prayers for her mom Yvonne, who just suffered an aneurysm. Joan asks prayers for her son Brian, who died tragically in a plane crash, and for his peace on the other side. He definitely is at peace. Dan asks prayers for his lung scan after a suspicious nodule was found. Yvonne asks prayers for her sister-in-law, Isabel, hospitalized and very ill. Cynthia asks prayers for her upcoming surgery and ongoing health issues. Peggy asks prayers for her brother, Tony, struggling emotionally, physically, and her sister, Terry, facing breast cancer surgery. Sarah asks prayers for a healthier heart and cholesterol level. Kathy asks prayers for her back pain and her nephew, Chris, with stomach issues. Della asks prayers for her grandson, Eric, recovering from mononucleosis. Gee, you don't hear about that much anymore. Pat asks prayers for her cat, Luna, very ill and not eating. Debbie asks prayers for her cousin, Allison, battling multiple illnesses, and for Tony, a veteran recovering from a stroke. Faye asks prayers for strength after surviving sepsis. I heard that kicks your butt for a while. Carlene asks prayers for Tanner Duke in ICU with a rare infection, fighting for his life at 30 years old. Liz asks prayers for her recovery, hoping to walk again after a stroke. Maria asks prayers for her mom, Edna, losing her hearing. Elena asks prayers for her mother, who's in a nursing home with Alzheimer's. Helen asks prayers for her niece, Karen, facing recurring breast cancer at age 50. Victoria asks prayers for her husband, Paul, beginning radiation for tongue cancer. Catherine asks prayers for 24-year-old Jake undergoing brain surgery for a tumor. And we're going to pray for our girl, Nadia. She got her 2 stents in her heart, which has helped, but she's still having trouble breathing. And I sent her a pulse oximeter, and she's telling me the numbers are 96, 98, and her pulse is fine. I said, that's not bad, because when I use it, it's 92. So I said, that's pretty good, but she's really struggling with the breast. So pray for her. Work and financial stability. Sandy asks prayers for breakthroughs in her job search after months of unemployment. Sydney prays for a steady job and income, possibly at a college. Lourdes prays for successful settlement and support to care for her mother. Karen asks prayers for her friend Joni, 62, seeking work after many rejections. Peggy asked prayers for Todd and Valerie healing as they also rely on income from his newsletter. Patricia asked prayers for her nephew full-time job search. Kimberly asked prayers for a new home for herself and her pets. Susan asked prayers for financial stability as she supports family. Liz asked prayers for positive job prospects. Paula asked prayers for her family to move to a safe, happy home. And Kim asked prayers for strength after losing her job just 6 weeks after buying her first house. God, I hate when that stuff happens. Grief and comfort. Tim and Kate both asked prayers for Annette Bricka, grieving the loss of her husband. Yeah, our sweet Annette. Definitely pray for her. She's hanging in there. Rebecca asked prayers for her friend who took her life and peace for her loved ones. Josie asked prayers for her brother Frank, who passed away peacefully last Sunday. Beloved pets. Diane asked prayers for her 13-year-old cat, Lincoln, struggling with illness. Kathleen asked prayers for her dog Claire, grieving the loss of her late husband. Jessica asked prayers for her cat Kimba. Iris prays for Renee asked prayers for her cat Babsy. That's cute. Pat asked prayers for her cat Luna. Dina asked prayers for Waffles, the cat battling cancer. Bobby asked continued prayers for her dog Ted, hoping scans show remission. World and Collective, Suzanne and Shannon asked prayers for the starving children of Gaza. Lori asked prayers for hearts of MAGA followers to soften. Elaine prays for peace and protection of democracy worldwide. Lucy asked prayers for President Joe Biden's health. April asked prayers for Kamala Harris's protection. And Marguerite asked prayers for truth and justice in the Anthem class action lawsuit. Thank you, Nicole. This was perfect. So I'm going to ask for prayers for my sister who's flying down from Anchorage, Alaska today. Just make sure it's a safe flight, because her and I are going to Southern California tomorrow. So, hey, Bob, how you doing? Hey, Lucy. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so I need you guys to clear your energy, okay, as best as you can. I want you to sit with your feet grounded. And I want you to look at a beautiful sunset in your head. And I want you to see the energies all around coming in to help, all the angelic forms coming in to help for all these people that prayed. I also want to pray for my cousin Sue, who just lost her husband Jim, to help her and her family through their grief. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? So we're going to do a gold for jobs and money and everything you may need. We're going to do green around that for health. We're going to do a magenta color, very pretty. We're going to do a yellow. I don't know why I'm picking yellow, but yellow. And cover that with a sparkling silver illuminating cover. Just crystallized, just beautiful. I can see whales going through it. I can see all kinds of, it's like ocean. It's just gorgeous. But it's not blue, it's crystal silver. All right, you guys, are you ready? Angel of light and mercy, into thy hands we connect you with all these prayers. Please listen to each and every one of them and let their healing and dreams come true. Boom. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Yep, let's do this. This was a good prayer session. Boy, it's sure nice because Nicole's putting them all in order, so it's much easier than me having to flip through, my phone. Thank you, you guys. I will be done, and that connection to source and the realm, that's all that counts, you guys. You stay there, you stay in that peaceful state, and watch the magic that happens. Love you guys too. Thank you, Lucy, Mystic, Bob, Lisa. Thank you guys for coming. And I'll catch you next week. Oh, and pray that I have a safe trip too to Southern California. I'm taking Southwest. Oh, hi, Voices from the Swamp. We haven't been together in a while. Hey, Tina. Okay, so you guys, also Kevin Lewis wants to get together to do personal questions, which I don't get to do that much. I did with Annette, but she's struggling. So, but I think she'll be better by the end of next month. Okay, you guys, have a good weekend. Stay sober, stay straight, be with the realm. And look at my community page because there's a little post in there you're going to really enjoy. It's about Chuck Grassley. He's actually doing something wonderful for us. Okay, cheers.